Hey, what's going on? Again, I'm here to warm y'all up, get y'all started before my premier guest comes in the building. KaleafWinsNYC is his at. That's his social media plug. I'll add it to the stream so that you all can find him in case you forget what his social media handle is. So yeah, so we are here today to have a conversation about some things. And y'all can follow him right there on that social media handle. Hope y'all doing good today. I'm just trying to get here a little bit earlier and warm the seat up before we get started. Something I don't typically do, but yeah, we're here. So hope y'all have enjoyed the MPC 3.0 so far on your machines, and we're still watching to see what's going to happen in the next ideation of the software update, to see what they bring to it, see what they take out, see what they fix. So that's going to be pretty cool in the next couple months of seeing what's going to happen. So we got Thanksgiving coming, we got Halloween, we got Black Friday, and we got Christmas before um the new session starts again. So the new quarter, and see what happens in the new quarter of the next year. And then we got election season, so nobody knows what's gonna happen with that. So we will see. In the meantime, we'll see what happens with that. So again, hope y'all having a good time. Thank you all. If I hadn't said this previously, thank you all for tuning in to the lives that we've had so far. This has kind of been a new thing over the last couple months of having streams and having detailed detailed streams of conversations and things that's happening in the producer side of the world. Now, if you didn't check my last two streams, I did a stream on the Apple release of the iPhone 16, and I gave y'all kind of my thoughts and feels on Apple, um, on everything that's dropping for Apple and the iPhone and Mac laptops and iPads and things of that nature. And yesterday I also did a stream on my album that I just dropped, which is called On the Radar. It's the Zay and Wugga Files Part 3, and it is on Bandcamp. So BeatsByLonza.bandcamp album there. Also dropped a single called This Shit Hard, and that is that music that I put out. I worked really hard on getting this music done, and in the meantime, actually also doing production as well. We just got that music put out there. So that is that. So yeah, in a couple minutes, we'll likely when NYC going on. So yeah, we'll have a little show for y'all. Right now, we are supposed to be experiencing some bad weather, hurricanes and tornadoes and all that kind of stuff. So, um, hopefully, our internet and Wi-Fi will hold up long enough for us to get this show off the road. Um, so yeah, so that's where we stand at this present time and moment. There we go. So, yeah, Khalif Wins NYC. That is his handle. So, so I had a good time making this album. It's something different Every time I take in a song and I listen to a beat, I'm always trying to think how I'm gonna take that song and what I'm gonna do with it and how I'm gonna flip it to make it different from the last time that I put out a project. So I think this year I put out three albums, three rap albums, and then I put out about 11 beat tapes. So beat tapes are what they are. They are instrumentals. So those are really for those guys that like to ride to instrumentals and those guys that like to rap over beats or just get a different feeling of what the beat tapes do. So that's what that's for. But the rap albums are exactly that, just rap albums. So he is in the building.
Yeah.
What's going on? Khalif Wins
Yeah.
NYC is here in the building joining
Sorry for
us.
putting up the energy volume up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Sorry for putting the energy volume up. I'm on 10
Yes,
right now.
sir.
What's up with you, yo?
Going. That's what's going on, man. I'm good. I'm good. Just I'm still excited from the live stream I just did with the DJ set. So yeah, and I'm hoping my internet just to give a forewarning. I hope my internet is able to stay running while we're on the stream because we're in the middle of some bad weather where it's supposed to be a hurricane or a tornado or some shit. So yeah, but let's get it on, man. So I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna talk about. So
Can I be
um,
honest with you? Let's have a speculation stream for a second. A speculation stream. Are you ready?
yeah, let's do it.
We to listen. Last time we talked like we talk when we on the phone, my video went to 10,000. You can click this up from this point here. This is sort of speculation stream. Speculation stream number one. I have a gut feeling Akai is about to release a new NPC soon, and Native Instruments hopefully will release a new machine before the end of the year. That's speculation. That's speculation. What am I hoping? I'm hoping that MPC X special edition was a special edition and they release a big bad boy. You know the rumors we've been seeing on Reddit and other sites.
Yeah.
Roger Lynn could be involved. Speculation. It'll stop all the diss talk. Speculation. It'll satisfy different demographics. Speculation. But I'm telling you right now, like real talk, I am so excited at the possibility of new drum machines coming out. And that's not gear acquisition syndrome talking about. That's that if you own an NPC already, if you own a drum machine, if you own a sampler, and you want new tools and features, then I have a strong gut feeling they're gonna release something. The only problem is my wallet ain't trying to hear none of that. You feel what I'm saying? My wallet ain't trying to hear none of that right now. You feel like, bro, you dropped a $900 budget MPC key 37, great keyboard. I paid $2,000 for the 61. Then it was the MPC XXC 2400. Then it's all these magnificent virtual plugins. It's all these effects. But in my gut of all guts, anytime October rolls around, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And then NAMM is coming at the top of the year. I'm like, damn. And then Roland just released a little mini sampler. Not my cup of tea, probably somebody else's cup of tea. But I have a strong feeling that Akai Native Instruments are going to take $3,000 out of my pocket, or it's going to be Klarna and Afterpay game. You feel what I'm saying? You know,
I'm with it. I'm
you
with
clip
it.
this part up, but I'm going to be honest with you. I have a super feeling about this, and I'm going to be mad as hell. But whatever comes out, I'm still going to pair it with the blessing of this. Thank you, BeatsByLonza, for sponsoring this situation here. But no matter what comes out, it'll be paired with this. You feel me? No matter what comes out, this will be on the side chilling because, like I told Lonzy all the time in a phone call, when you have different drum machines, they are different standalone brains.
Hmm.
Whatever comes out for where I'm at, I'm adding the second thought process functioning brain outside of my laptop, the MPC one to whatever. But I have a strong feeling they're about to release a big boy. I'm gonna be mad as hell if they do because financially I'm gonna be like, God dang. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
but
with
go
you.
ahead.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think that they're gonna release something, and it's going to be something that we didn't expect. And we've said this on a couple streams. We speculated it's going to be something that we don't expect, and that's a good thing. I like the surprise drops. What they've been doing lately has been really good for my soul and my energy, and it's kind of put my plan off of what I thought I was gonna do for the year, and it's put me on. It's added more. more content. I'd say it's added more content to the space of what I'm going to show y'all in the next coming months. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and my wallet, I will just say it's already cushioned enough to be able to
Cushion.
get whatever they're gonna drop. So
You're hilarious. Cushion. My wallet is cushioned enough.
yeah, I prepared myself. I always prepare myself for these little surprise thingies that's gonna drop that I have no idea that's gonna come out. So I kind of cushion my little wallet for those things. So
You cushion your local wallet. That's a good man that saves. I feel what you say. It's a good man that saves. You know what I'm saying? It's a good man that saves.
hey, dust off. Hey, we talked about this earlier. Sometimes you gotta dust off some of that equipment that you got in your studio that you're like not using, and you may have to just put it for sale and give it away and gift it to
Uh,
somebody.
I've said it a million times. I want to sell my ASR 10, but after discovering a new box of floppies, I'm not selling nothing until I get all that data off my ASR 10. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I listen. I will sell my ASR 10. I've been saying this for a year, but I got to get all the sounds off it. I got to get all the sounds off it. So, other than that, like, let me ask you a question. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to go in this topic realm. Well, I don't care. I'm actually don't care, because I don't really do production content that much. Um, what type of reverberations you think is going to happen within the entire production community if NPC does release a super big boy flagship NPC and Machine drops a
Oh,
super
they're
big
gonna
flash
cry.
a big suppose Native Instruments release a big boy. Let's say in our imaginations, let's say
Hmm.
hopes and prayers to Native Instruments, they release a standalone MPC studio, a big boy. Then Akai released an MPC new version of an X, a big boy, and they both come out with it in October. What would happen to the entire production landscape? That's what I want to know.
Well, first of all, the as we talked about before, the people that deal with native instruments, they're gonna there's gonna be no confusion about what they're gonna do. They're gonna buy their native instruments products, their hardware. They're gonna go for it. But what's gonna happen is gonna be like a clash, such as like Mike Tyson and this what is it, the Paul, one of the Paul brothers he's supposed to be fighting,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul. It's gonna be one of those Clash of the Titan kind of fights, almost like not Paul, more like Roy Jones and Tyson. I think that they're gonna headbutt, and they're gonna have that versus against each other where people are gonna say, "Oh, which one do I want? Is this one better or this one better?" And so they'll reverse back into the fight of who hasn't updated and who we haven't seen in the field in the last couple 6 8 months. And so it's just gonna be a lot of chatter online, but I will say this is my prediction. The NPC guys that do all the complaining is going to do even more complaining about a new NPC that's let's just say it's one of those top of the line NPCs. They're going to do a lot of complaining and crying about a new NPC being dropping.
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that Native Instruments at this point in time has, and I'm not saying they have to prove anything to anybody. I just think that because of the run that Akai is going on, I don't think that NPC is going to be talking about. I mean, Native Instruments is going to be talking about any type of drum machine dominance, or if people are trying to play comparison. I don't think that's going to happen because
Yeah, I don't
NPC
think
has
they're
been on
looking that way.
such a run that no, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think Native Instruments will probably come out with something just to say, you know what, we came out with something, we updated something that you needed, da 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 ding ding ding, and we have our customer base. We're focused on our customer base, and that's it. When it comes to being competitive, I think it'll be a while before competitive type talk or competitive type actions come into play because it'll be a lot. Like, excuse me, we've talked about this a million times, but it'll be a lot for Native Instruments to catch up to what a MPC has done. Now, let's say they did. What can Native Instruments add to something new machine that will surpass what MPC has done? Again, I'm a human. I got a limited imagination. The only thing I can think of, we said it a billion times. Silver Days Music, big shout out to him. He said it a billion times. If Native Instruments release a complete control standalone keyboard that rivals the MPC key and put all the instruments in it and it has great sampling capabilities, that's great. If they've come up with a Machine Studio MK2, hard drive bay, has some sort of converters in it, then great. But other than that, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. it'd be exciting to see what they come up with. Like we've discussed a couple times that a lot of these creators and designers all work amongst all the companies. So whatever they're coming up with, they're going to kind of, if you see what's in the horizon already, you kind of can have an idea of what's being built and what's already out there. So you kind of
Yeah.
already may have already seen some of the components and some other machines of what they probably come out to do. Um, I wonder though, like let's say for instance the Push Three, right? Push Three is a beautiful designed machine, and
Sidebar, hold that
so
thought. Big shout out to Blatantly. Yo, Blatantly, we got to get on live. I know the weekend. And my Sunday just got booked, so let's get something cracking for Saturday. Sidebar. Matter of fact, Blatantly, if you at work right now, could you pull up on the stream for a second? Look, we around lunchtime, ain't we? Around lunchtime. Go get the stream link and come up in the stream. That'd be lit. Matter of fact, you want to put the stream link up in the chat?
yeah, I'll do
See if you
that.
want to pull up. If you at work, you know what I'm saying? Because yo, me and you got the same energy. You are my spirit animal. We are the same dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like you were saying, the Push Three. You know what I'm saying?
If they came out with the hardware similar to the Push Three or the vision of the Push Three
Oh, you
on
driving
Native
me?
Instrument side, that would be kind of nice.
Listen. Native Instruments have all the software locked down. It's just the hardware side. I'll be honest with you. They can be competitive. I just don't. I want them to be as a consumer, a prosumer, a professional consumer who sells product based on these products. I don't think that. And I understand, blatant. Yeah, you don't want to crash. Let's go on stream. But what you call it? I as a prosumer, whatever company, whether it's Roland, whether it's whatever company comes out with something that's an added tool to what we already have, it adds to our tool. But here's when it comes to producers, so that you don't get gear acquisition syndrome, you got to ask yourself, what gear is already in my studio? Like Lonze said, use what you have. Then, secondly, what are your goals specifically for your production in the next 12 months? You feel me? Damn, my head mad big. Pause. You put this in the big screen version. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to say, let me rewind. Any producer, no matter what company comes out, what piece of new gear, new technology, you got to ask, how can it add to your current arsenal? Then number two, what am I trying to do with all this gear? Because think about it. Akai, Native Instruments, Roland, these companies are like, we're creating products for musicians. We're going to get a profit. So if the companies who are creating the products get the profit, we're either going to be consumers, people that just buy and spend. Mind you, this is thousands of dollars. Think about how much money we as producers have spent in the past 10 years. And you can clip this part up that I'm about to say right now. All producers watching this, ask yourself within the past 10 years, how many thousands of dollars have you spent on production, music production related gear? I know for me, it's at least $15,000. At least. I'll break it down. I bought an MPC X OG when it first came out. I bought the MPC 61 when it first came out that June, I think 2021. That was $2,000. I bought a laptop. You know what I'm saying? That was $1,600. I bought like thousands of dollars of software. I don't crack software. I don't want my computer shut down. I bought a PC, a gaming laptop for the performance. Don't buy a Lenovo for production. I spent over $15,000. This is the way that you can kind of quantify how much money you spent in 10 years. Every place you bought gear from, whether it's Sweetwater Guitar, go to your order history and then tabulate the number of how much money you spent per site on gear, and then ask yourself, in the past 10 years, have I doubled my money from the thousands of dollars that I've invested?
Mm.
Think about that. I'll repeat. Producers that are watching this, and you should strongly clip this part up. How much money in the past 10 years have you invested in your music production gear? And if you've invested like thousands of dollars, then ask yourself, within 10 years, 10 times 12 months, that's 120 months. Am I getting my math right? It's 120 months. There's 120 months. Within 120 months, have you made double your profit or triple your profit, or you've made no profit? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, blatantly says I'm in the red. The reason that I'm not in the red is because I've done sound design for producers. I have a sound pack store that I work with. You know what I'm saying? I've sold mad beat leases between the years of 2015 and 2018. I've sold mad beat leases, $30 a beat lease pop. I've re-upped. I've DJ'd. I've re-upped. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've done production work like light scoring work for certain organizations, like background music. I've re up. But in this new journey, right, I just turned, and I don't care what people say, I just turned 48, right? And right now we're in the adult contemporary hip hop era. And so being a responsible person in their late 40s, I'm like, any piece of gear Kai comes out with, any piece of gear Native Instruments comes out, if it does not add to my arsenal, that's a great look right there. I like that right there with the names. If it does, if whatever we invest in moving forward, and mind you, clip this part up, whatever investment we move forward into, there's like 3.5 months left in this year. For 2025, any piece of gear that comes out, you got to ask yourself, do I need it or am I fiending? You know what I'm saying? I'll say it. Do you need it or if you're fiending? If we get the email notification or the YouTube notification tomorrow and Akai says, brand new, Akai MPCX 5000 Pro Plus with features such as the converters, with features such as 75,000 gigs of RAM, with 1,000,000 terabytes of hard drive space. Every synth in the world that Native Instruments comes out with the effects. Native Instruments Machine Studio plus. We have all the instruments in here. You don't need anything else. And those two drum machines come out, and they like $5,000 a pop. Were you gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna go on the Afterpay plan or Corner plan? I'm gonna put in the payment plan"? If you invest $5,000 for a piece of gear, right? A piece of gear, right? You gotta ask yourself, son. I understand being a hobby, but am I gonna get like $10,000 off of this in the next 12 months? Blatantly says fear of missing out can be real. Yeah, it is, but guess what sucks? I'll give y'all a quick story of why y'all shouldn't bust your pockets OD. Here's a warning story. So I bought a whole bunch of gear one year, right? And my wife had, and this actually was my son is 16 months old. It was 4 months before my son was born. So like over a year and a half. And my wife was having pregnancy complications. We thought she was going to die and he was going to die. True story. And before all this happened, we thought everything was normal with the pregnancy. I was normal. I bust like 5 racks. Then I had to shut everything down. Everything. Thought I was going to lose my wife and my son at the same time. Then I said to myself, why the hell did I not, when I first bought this gear, invest in a strategy where I'm going to say, yo, how am I going to get a return on investment on this gear? Why did I not spend the 6 months prior when I bought the gear putting out product? I don't care if it's YouTube videos and you want to be a content creator. I don't care if it's like beats, projects, beat tapes, collabs, leases, beat packs. Why didn't I put out 6 months of product with the gear that I have so the money can be dropping in my account every month? And that's my thought process now when I was in that moment and I had to shut down all my business for like 8+ months to make sure my wife is legit. So no matter what Native Instruments release, no matter what Akai releases, and yes, that fear of missing out is super real, we always got to ask ourselves, well, we're going to spend, and we're going to give a company more thousands of our dollars, then we got to keep it real with ourselves. And how do we get a return of investment?
I'm going to be the devil's advocate. I'm going to be the devil's advocate. Check this out. Fuck all that. If you can't eat, if you can't buy food to put on the table and eat, and Akai comes out with a new machine, buy the new machine.
All right, propose your argument. That's a great statement. That's a beautiful.
Buy the new machine. Fuck it.
That's a great statement.
Fuck it. Buy the machine. If you want to, if it keeps you alive and it keeps you happy, buy the new machine. Fuck what everybody else talking about.
That's a good statement. Tell me why you believe in that.
To your point that you said earlier, right? The circumstances that happened in your life changed to where you had to bust a move, but then your circumstances changed to be on a positive. So now, at this point, when you do re-up again, you're gonna go back and buy whatever equipment that you want to buy again, and so now you will have spent double the money in what you already previously spent. So I say fuck that. Buy this shit if you want it, and then deal with the consequences later. As you said, 10 years, if you go back and do the math on 10 years ago, how much money you spent in your studio.
I doubled it.
80% of us ain't going to recoup shit. We ain't going to recoup what we spent in the last 10 years in the studio, so fuck it. If they come out with some shit that you want, buy the fucking machine. That's my rebuttal. That's the devil's advocate. Listen, that ain't good business. That ain't good. Let me say this. That ain't a good business advice. I'm just being funny. But Buy the fucking machine.
I mean, I hear you. But if a Kai drops tomorrow, real talk, a Kai drops tomorrow and somebody's like, yo, this. If somebody's like, yo, this is my last bread, and I know I'm gonna. No, think about it. I know I'm gonna set my mind to it and bust my
Yeah.
ass. Then you should buy the new machine, like blatantly said. If you're gonna bust your ass, because we both know, and especially you, but we both know, like young teenagers. He says, "Not me. I need a sugar manga right now." Yo, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if I was single, I'd be busting cheeks for new beat machines. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, hey, shorty, I am a sugar mama. I be busting sugar mama cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'll be trying to pop an NPC out of a box. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'll be doing that. But I will say this: producers, have your plan ready. If you're serious about your business, have your business plan ready. Yes, we'll buy the machine. We love it. But nothing's worse than you like. There's two types of producers. There's the type of producers like, yo, I'll spend $3,000 or something because it makes me feel happy. That's one side of the game. We're not talking to you. We're talking to people that want to make business moves. You know what I'm saying? Business moves and money. That is a bar. As a matter of fact, blatantly, I heard that you used to battle rap. We need to chop it up for sure about that. You know, that is a bar. But I think that if you're a producer that's saying, you know what, I want to take 2025 by storm and I really want to hold it down, throw your money to your investment. If you believe in yourself, go super hard. Go super hard. And here's the thing. You better have a laptop. Like, I understand these standalone warriors, and you can start clipping this part up right here. Just remember, we had 28 minutes. You can clip this part here. Listen, standalone warriors. There's nothing wrong with being a standalone warrior, but we're talking to producers who want to have a professional, whether selling beats or sync licensing and stuff career. If you want that type of career, there's a limitation to what a standalone can do, no matter if it's an old school or new school. You're still going to need a laptop to drop your tracks in Pro Tools and then send them out to clients and send them out to whatchamacallit. So I made the investment. I took my MPC Key 61 and my MPC X and I flipped it and got me a powerful Mac because I needed my end goal export. You understand what I'm saying? My old listen, we all been hustling on our 2012 MacBook Pros. For all the people that have been on that Intel chip for mad long, that Intel chip can do what it can do.
Yeah.
But whether you get a new PC laptop that has certain specs or a Mac laptop that has certain specs, I don't care. This ain't PC Mac wars. Whatever you do, standalone warriors, invest in a laptop to drop your tracks in it if you really want to go to professional route. If you want to go to, hey, I just want to make beats and have fun and smoke my L's and stuff like that, you can tell my age. I said smoke my L's. I don't think nobody in this generation says that. But then by all means, standalone away. But if the standalone warriors really want to get it cracking, invest in a good and the laptop. And here's the kicker. I don't know everything, but I've been through experiences. Do I have business plans? Yes, I have business plans. I purposely said I didn't even want to talk about production again. You know what I'm saying? But it keeps calling back to me. I'm here with the drum machine specialist. This man has 3 guitar centers in his studio of gear. But this man has put out over 10 beat tapes in the past 4 months. That's a business. This man said, you know what? I'm going in all my drum machines. I'm exporting my tracks and I'm posting them for sale. So when Lonza goes to sleep, he's catching fans. He's catching emails of sales notifications. That's a business. So for producers, no matter what drum machine comes out, what software comes out, if you're trying to get in a business mindset, at least go take your stuff and put it to the net. Earlier today, I put product up for sale. Earlier today, and I don't want to be too transparent, but I don't care. Earlier today, I just discovered a box of floppy disks for an ASR 10 that I forgot I had from 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? The box of floppy disks. Thank you, blatantly. Yeah, he does be putting out the content to inspire. I found a box of floppy disks for my ASR 10. And I looked, and I had all these sounds, and I'm like, oh, it's time to put out product, put out work. So I think the mission critical right now, you can clip this up, mission critical for any producer that's thinking about really getting money off of their gift and stop being a broke ass producer. Put your product out. Put your product out, put your product out, put your product out. Because if you did that, if me and Lonza did that for like 12 months straight, or you as a producer say, you know what? Every day I'm dropping something. Or not, let's not be crazy. Every week I'm dropping something, whether it's a beat tape, whether it's a rap album, whether it's a whatever. In 52 weeks, you have 52 sales opportunities on Bandcamp. 52 sales opportunities on streaming the same project. 52 opportunities on posting up on your YouTube. 52 opportunities to sell deluxe editions for like $30. 52 opportunities to have a resume. I'd rather have a big resume than a person saying I'm lit because I got one project out. I have a friend, really close friend, actually two close friends I spoke to yesterday. It was my homegirl and my homeboy. My homegirl's getting ready to release her EP. She's an artist. And she's about to knock it out. She has a whole design. It's a whole cool aesthetic. I'm not gonna blow a spot up. But then I had this dude that I spoke to, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I've been thinking about this project so long." And I'm like, "Bro, why don't you just release it and stop caring about it?" And don't you notice that us producers deal with that a lot? We be trying to hold on to our idea and trying to oh boy, I think I'm preaching to myself when it comes to content. That's another bar. We be trying to hold on so much to that good idea, and we fester and we fester and we fester. Put out that beat tape, fam. I literally told him, put out the project. Put out the project and don't care. Just put it out. And I would encourage every producer, but what inspires me, look at Tyler the Creator videos when he talks about artists. Put out your project, but then promote the hell out of it for like two months or so. It's your project. Promote it. To any producer watching this, you are sitting on, like I think Lonze said it to me this morning when he saw the box of floppies I have. He said, "Man, you got a cool $100,000 in that box in there. You don't even know that you have." Think about it. All your hard drives. How much hundreds of thousands of dollars are in our hard drives? And I say this all the time when I'm on your live, but I be talking to myself, but I just discovered, and Lonze will tell you, he ain't gonna tell you too much, but I just discovered a library of money in a box that I forgot I had. But I encourage every producer, put your stuff out, go hard for 52 weeks, starting now. Don't even wait to January. Start from now, September 12th. Put out everything. Like every week, I'm putting out a beat tape and promoting the hell out of it. Every week, I'm putting out something. Collab CD, beat tape, my rap album, whatever. Hey, Blatantly should come out with his new, you know what I'm saying, his mixtape. People will buy it because why? They're attached to Blatantly's great personality. They'll buy something off him because they're attached to his personality.
Yeah, I agree. I think that and at the end of the day, if you don't worry about the metrics and you just do the work, when you get to the end of the 12 months and you look at the work that you put in, you'll feel way better about the work that you did because you'll be able to see something versus
Lonze,
not
show them
doing
this
anything at
example.
all.
Show them this example, Lonze. Pull up your Bandcamp page and show them the work that you put out. Just real quick. This is what I'm
We'll
talking
do that.
about. Lonze started this 2 months ago, was it? 2 months, right?
Yeah, two
He
months
put out
ago
like
we started putting the
a
beat
whole
tapes
bunch
up.
of his old beats for sale in his page. Pull it up and share it to the screen. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm like, yo, Lonze, you're sitting with this in every drum machine. Lonze got like, what, 25 drum machines? And this man went to putting this stuff out. And he's got like probably like 25 to 30 more beat tapes. But share your beat tape store. This man put
Yeah,
out mad beat tapes. Look at this in 2 months.
yeah, and we just dropped the single to the Zay and Wugger Files Part 3, which is on the radar is the actual name of the EP. We dropped the single yesterday that's called This Shit's Hard, which is right here. And you can get that joint on the Bandcamp. But yeah, we're talking about beat tapes. Khalif talked to me and said, "Hey, you got all these beats on your computer." And now let me preface this conversation. Now, let me tell you how I work. Most of the times, which is about 90% of the time, whenever I put my beats out into my beat folders, 90% of the time those beats are going to my website, which is BeatsByLonza.com, where I sell my beats online on my own platform. However, there is a set of beats that I don't put on my website that are, let's say, historical maybe, or beats that I just didn't think made the cut. And so what we did was, because we talked about it, and he said, "Hey, you still sitting on a couple houses." So pretty much what we did was we put those tapes out and introduced some of the tapes that I already had that was on SoundCloud. I reintroduced them and put them actually into the Bandcamp page. So this page is beat tapes, actual rap albums, R&B albums, and like I said, instrumental albums and singles. So that's how that came to be.
And that's what I'm saying. He put it out. It's out of his computer into the air, into the internet, ready to get new fans, new customers, and new money. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get new fans, new customers, and new money. Just think about it. What are
And
you
there's
waiting
an
on?
and there's a new album, The Drum Machine Specialist Volume 2, that is in the draft, getting ready to be put out next week. So that's my next Drum Machine Specialist album that's right there. So
So think about it. You keep this pace up. By this time next year, you're probably gonna have like 100 projects out. And here's the thing. Let's do the math. 100 products at $15 a pop, just in the internet for sale, is passive income. So no matter, that's why he can say shit like, "Oh, no matter what a guy comes out with
just bought a
tomorrow,
machine.
or what Native Instruments comes out with tomorrow, I can buy it." But do you see that? Like, at least make the motivation, yo. No matter what machine or what new software comes out, I can buy it. But how do we create that type of funding if it's not job related or we ain't got bread like that? Put out all your music and have it for sale,
Yeah.
ready to go, and then you have a fund to buy new gear. If you're a gearhead and said, I just want to buy gear, I'm not trying to be famous, you know what I'm saying? At least put out your music, get paid from that from streaming, get paid from that from Bandcamp, and have like a separate bank account where that money goes to, and say, hey, when Sweetwater has something out, a Guitar Center or whatever, I'm a swipe and go and I bought my gear because I made beats or made stuff and made music to sell it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I buy my gear.
And here's the thing. Here's the second thing about that. Because you are investing in your business, and we talked about this previously in the webinar where I talked about selling your music online. Here's the kicker to that. If you are investing into your business and your business is lined up as a LLC, at the end of the year, well, the end of the year and the beginning of the year, when you write out your expenses and you have them on your spreadsheet showing what you bought, and you do your taxes, you're able to claim those expenses that you bought in that previous year on your taxes. And so you're going to get that money back. So pretty much, I'm going to get 50% of what I spent in the year of drum machines back. And that's going to go right back into my business. So the next year, if let's say I spent $15,000 in equipment, then the 7,500 that I'm going to get back in taxes, that's going to go to my next year's equipment is going to come out. So that's going to go in my equipment fund or whatever fund, vacation fund or whatever. That's going to go there to put back to what I already spent. So start thinking about that of ways that you're going to be able to not only just make money in the business, but how you're able to keep going and reinventing and going down the revolving road. So every year it revolves over and over and over again. So no matter if I make $1,000 or $100,000 in a year, I'm still going to claim whatever I purchase as expenses, and I'm going to get that money back on my taxes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going through right now. For the next month, I got to go through these floppy disks. For the next month, I got to continue going through my hard drives, and I'm posting whatever for sale, this whatever, because I want to have a gear fund, a fund just for gear, because I know when Akai and Native drop, it's going to be crazy. And speaking of that, let's talk about what we always talk about on the phone. I just want to keep it very short though. I'm sharing the screen right quick. Do you see it?
Yep, I'm going to add it right now.
What could they do to top Akai? You can start clipping here too. What can Native Instruments do to like be competitive with Akai after them having the massive year that they've had? No pun intended. Like, what could they do?
Mm, mm.
Look at that. I mean, this is perfect the way it is. And MK3 is perfect the way it is.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier about the difference between the MK3 running in a computer. And that's why he said earlier that you should invest in a computer that will be able to run these programs. The MK3 running into a computer is the difference between running it with the MK3 and the computer, and the difference between that and the Machine Plus is that you have more options in a computer. You're able to bring in your other VSTs. You're able to bring in your files, and you're able to see it on the screen. I think that's the biggest difference is that you can see what's happening on the actual machine to software screen, and so you're able to use your mouse and click around and move around a little bit freely and faster than on the Plus. So what can they do? I don't know. Like we said earlier, everybody's dreaming that the Machine Studio, a new revamp of the Machine Studio, would be nice. But again, like I said earlier, I think they're really paying attention to the DJ side of the house.
They
And I
shouldn't.
think that once this requisition comes to pass, whether they're going to sell the company or keep the company or whatever happens, I think that we won't see what they're trying to do until after this thing happens.
I'll be
But
honest with you.
they're dropping. And then here's the thing. I say that, but here's the second part of that. They're still dropping expansions. They just dropped the Alicia Keys expansion. So I don't know if that went along with the new keyboards that they had, but they're still dropping stuff. So I don't know. So we're just speculating.
Yeah,
So
this is speculation stream. Check this out right here. I'm about to share this screen right here. This is the best thing in my opinion they ever came out with. The best thing. Tell me when you're ready. You shared it?
yeah,
This is the best thing they came out with. I'm sorry. This is fire. I had it. It was fire. That's the best thing I think they came out with. I don't think nothing is touching that.
yeah. This is my second one. I had the white one originally, and I gave it away in a on the raffle because I thought that after I got the MK3 that I was no longer gonna need the studio, and then I was like, man, I missed the workflow of the studio. It's just an incredible machine. It's like spread out far enough where you're not everything's right in your face. And yeah, the only thing it was missing was some ins, some outs, some some type of brains inside of the machine instead of it just being a controller, and it would have been perfect.
You think Native Instruments really needs touchscreen? Because I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they. I think they went this long without having touchscreen, so I think they could do without.
That is
I
such a
don't really need to touch the screen.
yeah. I just wanted to have a synth engine, like some ROM. Remember, like ROM back in the days, like ROM chips and
Mm-hmm.
old keyboards. They need to have
Mm-hmm.
a synth engine. I think that's the sexiest thing they've ever come out with. Like, I just don't know how they're gonna deal with it on the software side because MPC 3.0 update is kicking everybody's booty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie. If
and
you
that's what I'm
can't,
talking about right there with the freaking having it on the screen and being able to see what you're doing. That's what's missing on the plus.
yeah, that's fire. And I like the two screen thing. I've always liked the two screen thing.
Hmm.
He said, just getting back in the truck. You prefer the studio? No, honestly, the studio because I'm in real life. I'm 6'6", 300 pounds, so I'm a big guy. Like, so I need space. I like space. I don't want my hands to be like this. I like the studio because of my size. But that's just a size issue.
Yeah, and it has the big buttons too, so that it does seem that it would work well for your situation.
Anybody from Native Instruments, if you've seen this, release this. Please release a new version of this. Please. He says, does studio have an audio interface? No, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's what they can add to it. But this 3.0, Jesus Christ, hold on.
Yes, and I want to add to that. I did a video, shameless plug. I did a video yesterday on the Push 2, and I was saying, hey, doesn't the Push 2 interface showing the freaking the the wave table of each sample that you press on, doesn't it look like MPC3?
The what?
And I was like, man, that's where they got the color ideation from, is that Push 2 and Push 3 already had that, and so that you can see it in front of your face.
But I think Ableton is for a unique type of producer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an Ableton head. Like I can make a beat right now on camera with Ableton, like easy. But I had a push two. I gave that like not gave it. I sold it back to guitarists and I bought it, flipped it, and I was like, I'm good. My hands are too big. My hands are way too big for them small pads. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. But this arranger mode right here, this arranger mode is crack on like it really is. But everybody in their mamas talked about it. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
Let's just get
yeah,
off of that.
straight
On
up,
to
straight up.
on to new things. On to new things. Big new things. What's up?
Push 2 is better than the Push 3.
Oh, it is.
I'm gonna start some shit out there. Push 2 is better than the Push 3
Oh, it is. You can
as
see the
as a
you can
as
see
a
the real
controller.
resale. You know how many people are selling their push threes? The standalone version of Push 3, mad people are selling them.
I haven't looked. I'm not gonna sell mine. This is a yeah. I'm not gonna sell mine. I'm gonna keep it because I have hopes that they're going to do some updates and change the workflow of it. And it's not a bad machine. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on it that it's a bad machine. It is a good machine, but as far as what I require out of it versus the Push Two, I think the Push Two is a better machine. And here's number one. Let me just give you one. Just me. This is what I feel about it. On the Push 2, you're able to see the actual imaging and see the words of what each thing does. And so whenever I'm ready to do something and I'm thinking in my brain, okay, I want to convert this from a MIDI to something else, to a simpler or whatever, I can see that the button says convert when I'm looking at the actual hardware. Then when you go to the Push 3, because they have icons on the Push 3 and not so many words on the Push 3, that is annoying to me when I'm trying to figure out where everything is. And
Yeah,
so they kind of changed the layout a little bit.
blatantly says, I'm glad I got the Push 2, been playing with it, pause, a lot of audio manipulation. Yeah, I've been on Ableton for over 10 years. And the push 2 or whatever, it just a good tactile workflow with it. Everybody knows Ableton got the best warp in the game. That's not an opinion; it's a fact. Nobody's messing with Ableton's warp, and that's
That's
what
a
makes it
fact.
have good audio manipulation. I used to DJ with Ableton a while. 10 years ago, I used to DJ with Ableton when I had the APC 40. I used to, but I didn't like it because I grew up on turntables. I was like, I didn't like it. I grew up on turntables, but yeah, Ableton is a great program. I personally, other than the simpler plugin and the sampler plugin and the glue compressor, I hate all the instruments that come in Ableton. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. And I got a suite. I got Ableton 11 suite. I don't like them. I use like other instruments, or I make my own instruments. I'll use like Contact in Ableton or something like that. I hate Ableton instruments. But yeah, for producers that are watching this, what is the DAW that you usually export your tracks into when you finish a track? So you are FL Studio person, or you're a Studio One person, or you're Ableton person, you're a Logic person. The reason I ask is because no matter what we do on these platforms, if again, and it's been bothering me, I've been saying this for a while. Learning Pro Tools has been a headache, but it's a needed headache. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's been a
Mm,
headache, but it's a needed headache. I've recorded vocals in Ableton for over 10 years, but having a universal ability to work in Pro Tools after I finish a track is like a necessary evil. It's a huge necessary evil. But put in the chat, you're blatantly, what do you use for your export your tracks after you finish your beat? Put it in the chat. I know you're in the car. You can't really super chat like that because you are in the car. Anybody up in there? There's 3 people watching. Yo, put it in the chat where you from, where you at. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. What's the dial that you put your tracks into when you finish making them?
yeah, hit the like button if y'all are watching the stream. Hit the like button so that the algorithm will pick us up and know that people are watching the lives. Cause
Yeah,
yeah,
because we're just trying to big up this channel. We can't wait to monetization. Blatantly says the warp is amazing. I'm diving more into Ableton lately. It's been my go-to for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, Ableton, bro. I've completed mad people's projects. I got an EP coming out, but for 10 years I've been recording vocals and exporting it to other like artists in New York that I've worked with at Ableton, using Ableton. Ableton is dope. He says, I used to export FL Studio. I'm forcing myself to also learn FL Studio because the thing I love about FL Studio, lifetime free updates. That destroys all DAW. The second thing, piano roll. Third thing, look, me and my West Indian background. Third thing is the FL cloud. That's $100 a year to get access to all them plugins. I think FL, like, bang for your buck. I have to learn FL. I have to. I just don't understand y'all the mixer workflow. When you open up a track, you gotta assign it to a mixer. That's something. I mean, that's light. Anybody can do that, but the ease of creating a track and have lifetime free updates, the piano roll and the FL cloud, I would easily spend $600 on that. Easily.
yeah, and that's for assigning a track to the mixer is just so you can, it's there's a lot of people on the NPC that actually do when they make a program and they have all their drums on one track. I take that back. When they have their drums split up on tracks, they do it so they can mix them individually, and that's the thing with the FL mixer is that you can mix each individual one in its own mixer space, so they can mix them individually and add effects and all that to each individual sound. So
Yeah, I mean,
that
with
is, but you
however,
don't have to do it.
yeah. He said, "Yeah, that was a good investment for me, and I became an FL Studio legal citizen about a year ago. Felt proud of myself. You mad funny, yo? Yeah, I gotta learn FL because I said this before on other people's streams. FL Studio is this generation's MPC. I repeat, FL Studio is this generation's MPC because when I was younger, I'm in my 40s, late 40s. It was ASR 10, it was MPC 2000 or 2000 XL or SP 1200 MK
Hmm.
60s, MPC 60s or Korg Tritons or Motifs or Yamaha Motifs. Now this generation is FL Studio. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some teenagers, and thank you for putting the plug out. I've seen some teenagers rock FL with no keyboard. God bless them. Them dudes do sorcery, but again, it's a beautiful program. I'm looking forward to learn it. It's a different ball game. I just know that if I can make Beats Fire in Logic Pro, I used years ago Beats Fire in Ableton, Beats Fire in the MPC, I can easily learn how to do FL. I can
Yeah,
easily learn how to do FL.
it's a learning curve. I started out on FL, and I did about probably 8 years on FL before I switched over to Reason, and then going over to hardware and Native Instruments Machine, and now going into FL Studio to make beats. It's a little bit. I'm not as good as I used to be, and it bothers me that I'm not as good as I used to be in FL. But I'm able to tap around and get to where I need to be. But
Yeah. Let's get.
um,
Sorry, go ahead.
now I was just gonna say that it takes you to spend time in it. As I always say, you got to spend time in the machine. You got to spend time in the software and get familiar with everything, so that you can figure it out. And don't be afraid to get on YouTube and watch how other people do things.
Yeah, if you don't get on YouTube and study, you're tripping. Blatantly says they have the snap to scale, and I just found out 2 nights ago under that menu is also snap MIDI to scale for people who don't know music theory. See that? That's another thing. I'm glad he brought that up. I was on the phone with my homegirl who's a musician who's about to release an EP, and I told her, I said, "Yo," and she's like a millennial, so she's like mad younger than me, but she's super talented. I'm cool with her family. Her family's my family, whatever like that. And I said, "Sis, you know what sucks?" She says, "What?" I said, people in my age range usually make boom bap and old stuff on drum machines, right? I said, people that are in your age range usually use FL Studio and they use music theory and melody generators. I said, but you know what the new wave is going to be probably? And she says, what? Producers need to start being musicians because right now everybody's on the internet. And I said this on Stone Paxton's live stream when I was conversing with him on his live stream. I mean, in the comments, I said that the difference between a Stone Paxton producer and a regular FL producer or MPC producer, this man has a magnificent ability. Yes, it is slept on. A magnificent ability to play musical instruments live on stage. And I think that's the next level for producers. Like, it's one thing, and again, this is a me thing. I'll take it back in the days. Back in the days, it was what? Go to the record store, listen through mad records, and get some samples and chop it, right? Make a
Hmm.
beat, boom. Currently, it's like, oh, I'll get a mini generator or I'll grab some loops off the internet and I'll make a beat. But yo, bro, I saw a video of Rodney Darkchild Jenkins making Can You Keep Up? Lose My Breath by Destiny's
Hmm.
Child. And he
Hmm.
had a Korg Triton, I think, or a keyboard, and he had a bunch of sound modules, and he made that whole beat because he knows how to play instruments. And I
Hmm.
think that the way to level up for any producer, and I'm gonna have to learn how to play keys, like real talk, because I'm sick. Listen, I'm 48 years old. I don't want to look for samples as much anymore. I don't want to play. Let me depend on the software. I want to learn how to play what's coming out of my brain like immediately. I'm getting tired of chopping, tired of what key sounds right. No, let me learn how to play an instrument because a lot of my friends in New York, they're musicians. Like I went to rehearsal studios with them, and they're like, "Oh, I need a C minor." I'm like, "What? Yo, can you give me that groove and that?" I'm like, "What are you? It's like a different language, and they can play what they hear. Like they'll hear a commercial on TV, and they just be playing in the keys. My friend will play an old funk album, and he will play the bass line to the T of what Bootsy Collins did or what Larry Graham did in Graham Central Station or what any Parliament Funkadelic album. He can like play it like boom, 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 right in my face, and I'm like, For a regular producer, we like, oh, let me get a chop. Let me make sure it's in key. Let me make sure it's in tune. What's my tuning plugin? Do I use Scalar? Like, I don't want to depend on Scalar. I don't want to depend on nothing. I think the new era of production is to get on with the West Coast dudes been doing for years. The down south dudes, them dudes just learn how to play their instruments and play. How do you feel about that? Hold that thought.
Yeah, yeah, I've been on that for a little bit. That I've been that was the reason that I got the Kai Key 61, is so that I could spend more time working on the keys and playing keys and figuring out the chords and stuff. Because that again, that's the same thing. A motivation for me has been the keyboard has always ran away from me. I never figure out in my brain to compute what I'm actually seeing, and then I've I took some courses on music theory. So 100 sat down with me a couple nights, and we did some video classes on music theory. So he ran down the gambit of teaching me the chords and learning what everything is and how it relates to each other and the circle of fifths and blah blah blah. And yeah, it's been one of those things in my arsenal that I've also have been trying to do. And you'll also hear in my music, you'll hear that I'm playing more keys and not relying on pad perform and the progressions to get me to where I need to be. So, yeah,
Let me ask you a quick question. You think AI is going to make producers extinct in 5 years?
nah, not at
Why?
all.
But hold on. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah, go
If
for it.
I am a movie company, right?
Hmm.
If I am somebody's in a private chat. If I am a movie company, if I am 6 minutes. Oh, sorry.
That's
All
me.
right, great. That's you. Sorry. If I'm a movie company, if I'm a sync licensing agency, if I'm Nabisco and I'm selling new crackers, or if I'm Hostess and I'm selling new products, why
Hmm.
is a company not saying, we would rather invest in an annual AI software to come up with our stuff for our marketing campaign instead of dealing with an artist, dealing with their contractual freelance work for hire contract, deal with them specifically and give them royalties. Why would a big corporation, instead of investing money in a company to create AI for their music, be better off by using a producer? From a
So,
business standpoint, not a personal
cause
standpoint.
uh, well, I'll say two things. First, I think the companies are always going to need people. They're never going to go. They're never going to be able to 100% replace people in the workplace and in the business. So even if they let go 90% of their population that's in their corporation, their business, is still going to have somebody to run the actual program to
Administratively, yes.
yeah,
But
that too.
musician wise, no.
The, I think that at some point the music, it has to have a soul and has to have a thought process to have a direction. Somebody got to think what it is that they need and how they want to project it.
You think that
So
companies wouldn't rather deal with a prompt than deal with a human in their freelance production contract? Like, let's from a capitalist, I'm here to make money and here to make a profit. Because the soul
mhm.
of music is a production argument, but a company saying I'd rather deal with a prompt engineer to create my AI, because right now Google just released something. What was it? It's called Google's new AI turns notes into podcasts. So
Okay.
podcasting is $1 billion business. And now
Mhm.
Google came out with AI to create notes and turn it into an actual podcast. Then why aren't companies like, I think personally, this is an assumption, speculation before we close off. I think record labels have an entire department now where they're just saying, yo, we have an artist, they look great, male or female, they have the look, they have this much talent. We're gonna put them in a
Mhm.
room with our AI prompt engineers. We're gonna create the beat. We're gonna write the song. We're gonna create the visuals, and we're just gonna go. And then they're just churning out product, churning out product. I think that they do that already,
Yeah, they do.
because if it's a business and I'm trying to earn a profit, that's the easy profit measure. I'm not saying I'm cool with it, but I'm saying every industry has to come to their blockbuster moment. Blockbuster Netflix.
Mhm.
Blockbuster was you walk into the store, you get your tape. Netflix, like, you can do it online from the comfort of your home. The movie industry is going through this streaming adjustment after COVID. I think music producers need to go through a moment where they're like, yo, here's how the industry is changing. What are we going to do to make ourselves different? What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not. I don't think that it's sustainable for the long haul. I think that it's gonna obviously it's gonna evolve and change, and we got to change with it. I mean, and like you said, in a business sense, it would make more sense and cost them less money if they were to find a software or some type of tech that would run itself and just spit out the product to them, and they don't have to, they can cut down on the expenses of hiring an actual artist or producer to make that music for them. So that could that they're already doing it. Like right now, there's in corporate America, they still have hybrid job situations where people are still working remotely from home. Like they're not going to the office. They only require them to. Just now, recently, they just started making the people that were 100% remote in some companies come back to the office at least once or twice a week.
So they can pay their rental fee on their physical
Yeah,
locations.
yeah, because they
But
got the locations there. But
so I'm bringing
it's
this up as we close this off just to say this. If now companies and corporations and businesses are cutting out the middleman more with AI, then as
hmm
producers, we need to create such a value proposition and our unique selling proposition, which is what our beats, our brand, our everything, to not be able to be as disposable as a bunch of other people.
yeah.
But everybody, his new album is on the radar. BeatsByLonza.bandcamp.com. What's up, Beats by What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's
Produced
good?
by Beats by Wugga.
You know what I'm saying? Produced by him. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Blatantly Network. Big shout out to Beats by Wooga and everybody that's watching this. Please like and subscribe and share this video. And the conversation we ended off on is will AI replace producers? And really think with your capitalist business brain. Why would a business want to deal with a producer on a daily basis when they can just have a prompt engineer create and whip up their stuff and cut out the middleman? And to producers, message to producers, what I'll leave you off with. How are you going to create a value proposition that's going to separate you from being disposable like other producers who might be disposable by AI?
That's a good word of the day. So y'all think about that, and appreciate y'all coming to the live. Thank you to Khalif Wins NYC for being in the stream with me. And again, if y'all haven't done so already, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And again, if there's anything on the channel that y'all like to see, let me know in the comments or hit me personally in the DMs or wherever. Email at beatsbylonza@gmail.com. You can hit me in my email. Let me know what it is that I'm doing good, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing bad. Let me know what it is that you like to see, and if I like it, I'll like it, and if I don't like it, then I just won't like it. But anyway, again, peace out to y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll catch y'all on the next show.
Peace
Peace,
and we
peace,
out. Thanks
peace.
for